It has been months and months and months, it feels like, that I've been waiting to make this announcement. It's been a little while.
Time has arrived.
But the time has arrived. And as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'd like to welcome a newest member to the channel. I guess that's the best way of saying that, right?
I guess so, yeah. It's that time.
It's that time. And for those of you that have been watching, you guys know this is my dad. Marc, you've been...
Your father?
Yeah, you've been my
for
father.
Many years.
For many, many years, for all my years. And yeah, I'm just excited to kind of make this announcement. Viewers have been... Yeah.
Make the announcement. The suspense is killing me. What is going on?
My dad recently has retired from his traditional form of work, and that was as a financial advisor, as an investment portfolio manager. And he will be joining us here on the YouTube channel full time. Like, this is like all in.
I know we've done a couple of things together, but I'm looking forward to just being more of a regular, actually. It'd be so cool.
I'd say not even a regular. You are now you are part of this channel. And every time I bring my dad on, who's obviously taught me everything I know about investing, the comments are always so positive. More Marc, bring him back on. We want to learn from him. And of course, he's got 25 plus years of experience.
Yeah. 26 years and a bit, yeah.
And what was that? Was that as an advisor? Like, what would you
originally in the business, you kind of start off managing mutual funds, or not managing, but selling mutual funds.
Yep.
And then that moved on to individual securities, building portfolios, and then more recent years as a portfolio manager. Many people probably don't know the difference, but there is a difference between all the various forms of license that you can get. And so, yeah, I've been basically for a quarter of a century, actually from before Brandon was born, was looking after people and educating people on how to manage their investments and their portfolios.
Here she comes.
Another contributor. Gone.
Yeah, she's out of here. Yeah, that's crazy. Before I was even born, hey?
Before you were born, yeah.
And I mean, for those of you that know, like, my background here, I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, but when I first started, I was working at the firm. My experience came from working at your firm.
Back in the day, when Brandon started working with me, it's so funny because he started working for me. I was his boss.
Yeah. And
he worked in that environment, full time for a couple of years, and slowly started pulling out of that as a full-time role, building up the YouTube channel and his investing academy. And now he's going to be my boss. So now I'm actually going to work for him, with you. What am I doing? Am I working with you or for you?
We're working in conjunction.
In conjunction.
So yeah, it's a really fun dynamic. It's a cool thing because we've kind of gone full circle. Like, obviously, when it comes to the investing knowledge, the wisdom, you were my mentor in that. You taught me everything that I know, right? I mean, obviously, you got the courses, the books, and the seminars, but you don't learn that type of stuff. You learn from actually working with the clients and being at the firm. And you taught me that whole side of things. And you were kind of lacking in some of the more modern areas, like the social medias and parts that, building a YouTube channel. Obviously, this is not necessarily your forte.
Well, let me interject. When Brandon started working with me, you were probably, I'm guessing, 21 or 22 when you actually got your license and started working for, I think 21. Mm-hmm. And one of the first things I remember was Brandon saying, "Daddy, we've got to start, incorporating some more social media work into the firm." And I distinctly remember, like, cool your heels, young buck. Like, learn the business, be patient. Yeah. And in my career, that's the way it's always been. There's actually very little crossover between being a portfolio manager and, for example, a YouTube presence. And there's a regulatory reason for that. You can't. That's also, part of the bigger picture. The reason that we're able to be sitting here today having this discussion is because I'm no longer a portfolio manager. I have given up all of my licensing and that type of thing effective today.
As we were watching this video. So it's a huge move. It's a huge chapter in your life and our life. Like, this is probably one of the biggest things you've ever done. I mean, you literally sold your business.
It is from a business perspective. I mean, this is the biggest thing I've ever done. Brandon and I are so looking forward to working together. And I've said, just a quick aside, when Brandon started working with me a number of years ago, he was still living at home. Mm-hmm. And he came to me in anticipation and said, "Dad, I've heard that, if you're living together and working together, it might cause some conflict." And so he, right around the same time, moved out, got a couple of roommates and moved out. And I thought that was a very wise thing for him to do. I was about to kick him out anyway, but he preempted that and left. And what we're going to do here, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to bring education to people. We're going to share our knowledge. But it's father son first. And if there's ever a rift that develops, then then I am going to fully retire.
I see.
Right. That's I'll pull back and I'll say like, no, there's that.
We're not going to rift.
We're not going to rift.
We're not going to rift. I mean, maybe our opinions may.
No, they
vary.
will. They will.
Fact,
yeah, for sure.
In a lot of the content that we produce, it could even be looking at two different perspectives, and
it will be.
I mean, we really do have two different perspectives at the end of the day. We do follow a very similar philosophy.
Yes. And
we have a very inline overall overriding philosophy. But in terms of the day-to-day actions and the opinions, well, now I'm hoping this channel can bring two different demographics, two different perspectives and merge them into one. Absolutely.
Well, I would hope that's something I can bring to the channel. And I remember when you started working with me, it actually brought so much joy because I was, at the time, say 21 years in the business, and you kind of get, in your ways and they work, but you don't think a lot outside of the box. Well, you brought in all these, crazy ideas, and I must say, your ideas when you got into the business were a little bit crazier, but you've learned so much in that time, and you were definitely, you kind of fell into the camp where, you get rich quick, and
like anybody, yeah,
yeah, like everybody when you're young and everything's just optimistic, you don't see the full spectrum yet, and you just focused, and every meeting that we had, with clients and that type of thing. You're just soaking up the knowledge, and then that transformation started, and now you've got a really nice healthy balance between the almost like the slow and steady wins the race, and we can work a little bit on the peripheral as well, right? So yeah, I learned a lot from Brandon when he joined the firm, and obviously you learned
totally
from me as well. Yeah,
and that's one thing that I think we are gonna make sure we portray through this channel. There's so many people on YouTube, and the space is getting more and more crowded as ever with new people, and no disrespect to other creators, but there's a lot of people like myself who may be in their young 20s and they're just getting started, and maybe they're a year or two in and they decide to bring up a channel. What we want to bring you in terms of education and knowledge is the 25, 30 years combined plus years of wisdom, of actual investing knowledge, which doesn't necessarily, it's not the most sexy, it's not the most flashy, but it is what is time tested. I'm dying over here.
Well, I'll say this, and when you decided to go the YouTube route, or at least to explore the route, you've always come to me and said, what do you think, and shared my thoughts. And so I remember we sat down, and I think one of your very first videos that you did, I wasn't that happy with it because at least one of the words that were in there were not appropriate, I didn't feel, for the industry. And I remember saying to you, well, what are you trying to build here? Are you trying to build something, just get as many views as you can and make some money from clicks and that type of thing? Or are you trying to build a business? Are you trying to build a real track of education?
Yeah.
And I can only imagine how difficult it was to take that step back and go, yeah, I don't need shock value. I just want to build something of value that, get loyal, viewers and followers and educate. And so you did that. And I'm so proud, honestly, of you taking that. It took you longer, let's say, to build, but you built in the right way, and you're never going to have to look back and be embarrassed about what you did, or you can be proud of what you've done. Yeah.
For sure. I wouldn't have it any other way. And of course, you got bigger channels out there. You got some growing like wildfires. Yeah. But at the end of the day, for the past 2 to 3 years, I really believe we've built up the strongest community of investors in Canada. And I think that we've done a job of actually educating people how to invest. Not day trade, not speculate, not gamble, but actually learn how to invest. And the crazy thing is that we're only going to get started here. Now we're ready to bring this to the next level with content. I think what you guys can expect from this big change and announcement is first of all, I think we should rebrand. I think as much as, this has been my little journey, again, I couldn't have got this far without my dad. And hopefully this is going to be the next chapter. And I like the idea of, first of all, we're going to be posting videos together in conjunction, some one-offs here and there. I want you to post your own. Sure. He's probably going to be not as good on the camera at first.
I won't be as good, trust me. Because Brandon is smooth on the camera.
I'm trying, right? I've been doing it for 3 years, so I'm still learning and getting better, but you're going to be starting from scratch when it comes to filming videos. But that said, it's the knowledge that I think matters. It's the idea that we're going to be, it's the teaching methods that matter.
Well, I would love to know what our viewers feel as far as, we've discussed the rebranding. I think, Brandon Beavis Investing, I mean, it's been that since day one, and I think that's a pretty cool brand that you've built. And Brandon's saying, well, hey, you're part of this, Dad, now too. So I guess we can ask you guys.
Yeah, we'd love for feedback.
Stay with Brandon Beavis Investing, and I'll just be a contributor, or that way, or do we rebrand it something more family? We could take the branding off, I guess.
Beavis Investing, there you go.
Yeah, it could be. So we could I want to give Brandon, I want to give you your due respect for
I don't
what
need due respect.
I know you don't.
We're just going to do our own thing, but
whatever is best. So we value your opinion as to what we should be doing.
We really do. So if you guys have been following the channel, if you're just new and whatever, regardless, leave some suggestions down below, because we will take all that information in, we will factor it in, and we will ultimately make the decision whether to rebrand or not. But that's a huge thing that I look at this as the next chapter of this channel, right?
And I'm gonna just add something here as well, because clearly, if you're still listening, I mean, you are a follower of the channel, right?
True fan.
A lot of people probably clicked off by now because we're not talking about Bitcoin or whatever, right?
Exactly. We don't want them. We don't want those people anyway.
We don't want
get them out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. But so what I would be very appreciative of is, okay, so I'm a veteran, I'm an older guy compared to most of the people you're watching out there. What value can I bring? What topics would be of value to you that you feel I can speak of? And whether it's just me or whether it's Brandon and I working together, would love to get your feedback on that, because I mean, as of last week, I was a portfolio manager. Yeah. Now I'm a contributor on Brandon's YouTube channel, or on our YouTube channel. Yeah. So I'm really starting from scratch, and just, like I say, we'll soak it up and tell me what you would like to hear. And I'll create the content, other than, again, I'm not going to talk about a bunch of stuff that is anti to what we believe in. Right?
We'll stay true to what we believe in.
Yeah.
But sure. I mean, I feel like the video is probably getting along. This is getting to be a long announcement.
See, I don't even know that.
Well, you just got to get a sense of, you
got to just feel it, right?
You just
I just enjoy chatting. So
sure. And we could chat. We could honestly chat for hours. I mean, we could keep this. I wonder if we should even do more announcements, because there's probably so much that the viewers are interested in: how this transaction went through, the business. What was the main decision behind Trent? All of the stuff that was behind it. I wonder if that's warranted for another video, or if we just keep going. Maybe,
who knows?
Maybe
they know.
They'll
tell us.
But they probably either want it right now. They may. I'm wondering if we should just keep it rolling and just.
You're the creative director. Your call.
Let's get it.
This is where it'd be cool if YouTube was interactive.
That would be.
These guys would be going okay, enough. Click
live vote, or live votes or something like that.
Yeah. Live votes, that'd be so cool.
Keep going, cut it off.
Next,
one day.
Well,
why don't we just talk a little bit about that? Because I know some viewers. I mean, they clearly ask me all the time. They want to know what happened. So, what was the deciding factor for you to make this this is a lifestyle change. This is everything. So what goes through your mind? Kind of fill them in.
Well, I guess the brief history. 6 months ago, this wasn't even on the radar. Me retiring, wasn't even on the radar. One of the things, just going back when Brandon started working with me, a lot of my clients at the time actually said, "So does this mean you're retiring? Is Brandon going to take over the business?" And like I say, he was 21 years old and he just knew. So the answer was no. Hadn't even thought about that. When Brandon approached me and said, "I'm interested in this field," and he went out and got his licensing and what have you, I always said, wouldn't it be nice if you come into the business, grow into the business, mature, and at some point, I was thinking maybe early 30s, which put me in my mid 60s, that you would take over the business, and at that point, you've grown into the business, clients are comfortable with you. That would be kind of every father's dream that would happen. At the same time, there was never an expectation. That wasn't the plan. It wasn't the path. The path was always, and I've always said to you and Jesse, find something that you love doing, that you enjoy doing, and go with it.
Right.
And so, after a couple of years or 18 months or so, I could kind of see that's the route you were going, because the passion that you had, and plus you were dealing with people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and there's a bit of a disconnect.
I like them. I like older people.
I
really do.
You hope to be one someday. But,
But
so when Brandon essentially exited from my business, I then started thinking, and I'm a one-man shop, so in fairness to my clients, what happens if I get hit by a bus, or eventually I am going to want it to retire? So I started talking with people about possibly aligning. And I ended up actually aligning with another, portfolio manager who's in Vancouver. And rather than working together, I decided to fully phase out essentially. And then when I made that decision, then Brandon, came to me and said, do you think that would you be interested in joining forces or contributing to the channel?
I said, wait a moment.
Yeah.
We might have something here.
I just thought like, really?
Yeah.
Because I do watch Brandon's videos, and I watch a few of the ones that sort of surround there, and everybody's 20, 25, 30.
Not everybody, but a lot of
most
majority. Yeah.
So I just thought, well, this is not an old man's game, right? So when I'll cut through that, but when Brandon sort of said, no, I'm serious, and we started discussing that, it essentially sped up my timeline of retiring. As we said earlier, I couldn't do both.
You can't legally. You legally. Can't do both. That's why I get this question all the time. Yeah. Why I had to surrender my license? Why? It's such a weird system I get it, but it's such a backward system.
Yeah.
If you are a licensed advisor, you're working with a firm, or if you're working with a firm or a broker, you cannot easily go out and make a post or a content or a video without getting that vetted through the compliance office. It makes sense because they don't want, let's say Manulife, or let's say whoever you're working with, they don't want you giving out crappy advice to everyone.
Right.
And say, hey, well, you work
and guaranteeing things that you can't guarantee.
I guarantee you can go buy Bitcoin and make this money. Well, that then has a bad representation on the dealer.
Yeah.
But what's so weird about that is that all these educated people who should be giving advice can't.
That's the irony.
That's the irony.
Yeah.
And then someone who has no background, who has no knowledge, can go say whatever they want on the internet.
It's so flipped.
It's a flipped up system.
You have 25 or 30-year veterans who can share the wisdom, but the regulars go, nope, you can't talk to the masses about that.
Yeah.
But 18-year-old kid, no disrespect to 18-year-old kids, but you don't have the wisdom, the experience.
You simply can't.
You just can't, and yet you're allowed to.
Yeah.
Right. So it is flipped that way. So, kind of closing that loop, when I had formed an alliance, and Brandon said, it kind of convinced me, Dad, let's do this together. Mm-hmm. Then I started thinking, well, gee, I can take that and I can now talk to thousands of people instead of
millions,
the few families that I work with.
I think millions of views.
That many people?
I think so. At the end of the day,
no.
I mean, not to say we're going to get a million views on this, but in the amount of views we would get,
quite anxious.
Don't get nervous.
Oh geez, I'll just pretend I'm talking to a client.
Yeah, right there.
So so I can take that, and retiring, surrendering my licenses has now freed up the ability to do that. And my joy has always been educating. In many cases, you just drive the ship, and clients really aren't interested in learning. But clearly, the people watching this video are interested in learning, and so wow, it'd be so nice to be able to share that.
And that's one thing that I think when you work in the field that you do or did, your soul. One of the biggest defining factors of how well you do and what your clients need you for is you're educating them, you're helping, you're guiding them, you're teaching them to understand what's going on and what's going on in their portfolio, along of course with managing it. But you can take that one-on-one knowledge, which is how it was shared before,
right,
and now just spread it with a single video, like you said, thousands. And
you can scale that up, right?
You can scale it up.
Same knowledge,
same ideas, the same overriding concept for helping people to invest, but just on a bigger scale.
Really. So that really, earlier I mentioned to Brandon, what do you want to build here? Do you want to build a clickbait thing and make some money, or do you want to build an actual resource? And I've always felt, and my career, looking back, I could have made a ton more money probably by sort of doing the wrong thing, but I stuck to my guns, and I'm very happy with the way things turned out. I've, like I say, 26 years, I've enjoyed literally every year, and I can probably name 5 days of that time where I had a bad day at the office. But and that's market crashes, booms, clients coming, clients going. So I'm taking that and
it's probably when I stopped working there. That was one of your bad days.
It was one of the saddest days of my life, exactly.
Yeah.
But I did get my chair back, which was nice. I was very happy about that.
Yeah. What else? What?
I was gonna say there's a picture that we have, which we should probably, you can maybe put it on here, the one of you sitting with your first day at the office.
Oh yeah.
You're sitting in my chair.
Yeah.
We should
throw that up there.
We should do that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned at the start, but we're not in my office. We're at my home.
Yeah.
Do we say that?
No,
we didn't. But just in case you're wondering, because it's kind of like a casual type atmosphere, I did actually run a professional operation, but now we're kind of just chilling out at the house.
There was a lot of alcohol at the office too, though.
I did have my little globe, right, with the Baileys in there.
Yeah.
And beer.
Yeah.
Another topic,
yeah. Is there anything else? I think we talked about that's just, it is.
I think that's
I
don't know how long we're into it, but we're into it now. And so,
we're into it now, yeah.
Again, I would say as a new person here, if you are still watching right now, thank you so much. I mean,
and smash that thumbs up at it.
No, I'm not going to say that.
You have to.
I can't say that.
As a YouTuber, if you're
Please click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to
smash that thumbs up.
Oh, jeez, I
smash that thumbs up button. And
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe video 5 or video 10.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
You'll get there.
One day. I'll say it.
100%.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited for you on this new journey.
Thanks, man.
For real, this is the most exciting thing that for me. That's just from working for my dad. Those were the best Those were the best years of my career, learning and growing. And
even though you had to wake up early,
I had to wake up early at the time. I hated it. Now I wake up early by choice. But back then, I was a zombie in work, and I got to see you. And then when I stopped working, obviously we weren't living together, and when I stopped working for you and did YouTube, I didn't get to see you as much.
Yeah.
And now we're just it's a chance to work together again.
Yeah.
It's a chance to just create, and we have so many ideas. It's just gonna be so fun. And at the end of the day, it's just we're gonna enjoy doing it.
What dad wouldn't want to retire and hang out with their kid, like
their
Brandon,
favorite kid?
Oh jeez, is this live?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I know Jesse's watching too.
Oh crap. With their child, their son, and do something like this. I mean, it's just heck.
Yeah.
Never could have imagined this, but I am so excited. Yeah.
You literally could not have imagined this with technology.
Never.
Yeah. Hey, run with.
Do you remember that? I think I've got an old video when we were back at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and you guys kind of learned what YouTube was. It was right back in the infancy of YouTube. Do you remember that?
No.
I think I got a clip of it somewhere. If I do, I'll dig it up. But my recollection is Brandon kicking around with some of his cousins, and I can't remember who, but one of them was talking about, have you heard of this new thing called YouTube or something like that?
Yeah. Oh wow, that sucked. No.
Jesse lost again.
No, I didn't. Trust me, I didn't lose.
Don't lie.
No, you lost.
No, I didn't.
On YouTube, can you actually search stuff?
Your flag. What's YouTube?
You know what YouTube is?
No. What is it?
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig it up.
Wow.
And then now here we are. Yeah.
Crazy how this world evolves. And hey, over the next 10 years,
who knows?
Who knows where we're going to be at
We
then.
will have live voting during the YouTube.
I bet.
I think they have that now, don't they? Don't they have live things you can do?
They do, actually. Live channels and live streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that one day. Never know.
Well, why don't we wrap up the video there? I want to say thank you guys for this, waiting through our announcement. I've been wanting to say this for months, and it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. This was hopefully getting this done 3-4 months ago was the goal, and it's just, things
regulatory
happen.
things
happen, lawyers happen. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're here. We're ready to film.
Yeah.
And we're ready to just bring you guys the best content possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make you guys better investors.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know how to wrap up a video yet, but I will learn. I promise you.
You're going to learn right
Apply
now.
Myself
on the spot. I'm going to you wrap up this video.
Well, just say thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget the first link below. We have our Investing Academy.
That's true.
And thumbs up. Really helps the algorithm. It really helps support what we do here.
It does. And the Investing Academy is going to go to the next level.
We should have a contest to see who can get more thumbs up, you or me, when we do our individual videos. We're going to do that.
I like that. I like that.
I'm going to do this. Oh, and that's not wrapping it up. I just dragged it on a bit more. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
And you're going to smile like this after. All right.
Good. Wrap it.